When Kate Genovese was 16 years old and living in Watertown, she went to visit her sister in the hospital. That was 1968, and the event helped Kate realize her calling, to become a nurse, which she has been doing ever since. But that's not her only profession. After a patient who loved hearing Kate's stories encouraged her to start writing, she did just that and wrote 2 books. The first was 30 Years in September, A Nurse's Memoir, and Loving Joe Gallucci, Love and Life with Hepatitis C. She recently published her 3rd book, 2 weeks since my last confession. Watertown Weekly News' Ben Nardone recently had an opportunity to sit down with Kate and discuss everything from the themes of the book to when she found time to write. Here's that story.
A lot of 2 weeks since my last confession has to do with, although fiction, a family saga, it has to do with sexual abuse and drug addiction and things I'm familiar with on a personal level and a professional level. It mainly deals with 2 of the family members, Sean and Molly, and it covers their lives, goes back and forth, and you know, there's a lot of healing and hope intertwined, unfortunately, with drug addiction, sexual abuse, incest, Catholicism, you know, just the culture of the time. I liked the idea of a large family and focusing on 2 characters. And I knew I was going to do that from the very beginning.
But with both a career and a family demanding her attentions, it wasn't easy for Kate to find time to write. She began her first book, 30 Years in September, A Nurse's Memoir, while shuttling her son to hockey practices.
I'd sit outside of the rink and sit under a tree and just write away for 2 hours while he was having practice. So a lot of that was written in a rink, surrounding hockey, because that's my life. It still is pretty much.
Parallels between her life and the themes explored in the book made the writing of 2 weeks since my last confession an intense experience.
This book came really difficult subject matter. I mean, I had to deal with a lot of stuff in my own personal life writing this. I had an addiction when I was younger, and I actually lost my nursing license for a while. You know, it just kind of just sneaked up on me. You know, it was the era, you know, of Woodstock and just lots of partying and lots of fun, and all of a sudden I'm in a rehab. I wanted to make Molly's character a little like me, but not really. She was much worse than I was.
Kate drew on her experience with addiction to create the character of Molly.
Like getting thrown out of a Catholic school in 9th grade, that was me. That happened to Molly.
So what will Kate write about next?
You know, it's funny, I had a book signing in Watertown, and I grew up in Watertown and graduated in '69, and some friends came to my signing unexpectedly. We were talking about the projects. We were talking about how they grew up in the projects. And I always wanted to live in the projects because they were having so much fun. And we were laughing about that. Here I am, I'm stuck up on the hill, and they're down there having all this fun. And so she said to me, why don't you let that be your next book? Like, let's write about the projects.